just sit there, bask in the euphoria. Thank you so much, Canadian Film Festival!
And hello, everybody. Here we are at the Canadian Film Fest Q&A for tonight's screening. And I do want to start off with something, just to reiterate something that I said before, but it's very important. I want to make sure that as many people hear as possible. And that is simply that the Canadian Film Fest stands in solidarity with our BIPOC friends and colleagues in our commitment to anti-racism. We promise to continue to do our part to ensure we lift up BIPOC voices, both within our organization and in the stories that we spotlight. Because we believe that Canada doesn't have one voice, we have many voices. We want to hear them all, and we want to continue to offer our platform up to all Canadians to tell important stories. So we're taking time this week and after the festival to reflect and discuss what more we can do, because we can and we will, because we want to. You have my word on that, okay? And now to some housekeeping, as in awards, right, Ashley?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Rains, and I am co-programmer for the Canadian Film Fest. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to our final screening this evening and to the awards ceremony. We had a slight technical issue tonight. There was no sound. So Bern and I would like to take a little bit of time at the top of the Q&A to acknowledge our award recipients and make some announcements for you.
Yes.
So we are going to start with the special jury awards, and we'd like to thank our jurors, Shane Belcourt, Paige Murray, and Tommy Amber Peary, for watching all of the films, for your spirited debates, and the difficult process it was in narrowing down the award recipients. So without further ado, we will start with Best Breakout Performance. This prize is awarded to two phenomenal actors, Maya Harmon from Chubby and Eponine Lee from Queen of the Morning Calm. Congratulations.
Congratulations, both of you. And the next award given out was for editing to the fine folks at Nail in the Coffin. They had an incredible task ahead of them, and the jury wanted to recognize that.
Cinematography is another award that the jurors wanted to acknowledge. And so the jury award for cinematography goes to François Messier-Réau for Heart Bomb.
And one that I'm actually really excited about, Best Music. This is something that, again, the jury decided had to be acknowledged. Best Music goes to Alex Bird for Because One Day.
Congratulations. And the final jury award goes to Best New Voice, and that is awarded to Issa Ben for Shoegazer.
Very well deserved, an incredible movie. Then to our set in stone awards that we give out every year, the first one being the Retake Furniture Rentals Best Set Design Award, and that goes to The Bear and the Beekeeper. Congratulations.
The William F. White Real Canadian Indie Award goes to a film that shows the true indie spirit in filmmaking, and that is awarded to Queen of the Morning Calm.
Congratulations on that one. And DGC Ontario's Best Director Award, big one. This is a big one. This goes to Gloria Kim for Queen of the Morning Calm. Congratulations, Gloria.
Now for our last two awards,
big ones.
We are going to start with Best Short, and that is awarded to Liminal.
Ooh. Yay. Liminal wins Best Short at the CFF 2020. Congratulations. What a phenomenal movie. And Best Feature, the big one of the year. Best Feature goes to the incredibly funny doc Shoot to Marry, Steve Markle. So congratulations to all the filmmakers that got an award, and all the filmmakers that were in the CFF this year. Everyone deserves every bit of of happiness and that they can get. We are so honored to have all of these fine films in our lineup this year.
And tomorrow, for anyone who didn't see the best short or best feature, so Liminal and Queen of the Morning Calm, you can catch an encore screening tomorrow at what time, Bryn?
7 o'clock on Super Channel. Both of those movies will be playing again.
Amazing. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be right back with our filmmakers from this evening's screening for a Q&A, including Best Feature winner.
That's true. That's true. So hang out. We're going to be back in just a few seconds. And we're back. Ashley, this is one of my favorite movies. Everyone's Leaving Us.
Oh, me too.
Because this was my story.
Yeah.
Very short.
My story. Yeah.
Well, we're so grateful to have been a part of your festival, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for being part of it. And Jen and Dan, you want to maybe introduce everybody and their specific roles in your film?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh yeah, so I'm Jennifer De Lucia. I was the one of the co-writers and actors and producers. Daniel Stolfi,
Actor, writer, producer as well.
Then we've got the amazing Tyler Metcalf. He was our producer and all hands on deck on the day. He was our AD. And then we have Harmeet Bhatti here, and she was the role of Lucy, which was one of the moms in yes.
Sorry, I'm giggling already just thinking about it. It was so funny.
So funny.
So,
Because it was also so relatable. Because I've been there. I have friends who are there now, and I don't know if they are going to make that take that next step. But I mean, it's part of what so many people go through. So I mean, how autobiographical is this?
again, not at all. Not at all.
It's loosely based on our life. Yeah.
Yeah. Loosely. Very much based.
But do you really have friends who had that kind of party? Okay.
No.
I mean,
We
exaggerated
exaggerated
everything.
the friends.
Gender reveal seems like a new concept to me, so that might be something.
Yeah, it was a new concept. I mean, well, the whole the gender reveal, but we thought that the fact that they were moving, and so the closing the sale / transfer of ownership signing party was really obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but you know what? Because of the world we live in right now, I have no idea what satire is anymore. So when I was watching that, I'm like, So I'm sure that now that you've done it, people will start to do that. But
Probably, yeah.
So there's so many great comedic beats in the film. Like obviously, we're Bern and I are saying that the story is relatable. There's the themes are relatable, and then there's so many nuances when you're watching the film, like the extra large white wine glass, and the
okay, I actually haven't moved past
reveal.
that yet.
Pardon me?
I haven't moved past the big white wine glass yet. I'm still there. In my defense, wine is delicious.
Yeah.
You have an incredible cast in this short. Were these discoveries on the day? Did you rehearse this leading up to the shoot? Did you all get together, drink a lot of wine?
No, I mean, most of it. I mean, obviously, it was a written script, and we reached out to
Everyone was
and
improvisers
and people that we trusted, and we let them play for a lot of that good stuff. But at the same time, like a lot of it was in the writing too. Like, so they just followed that sort of narrative of what we were trying to talk about. And
our director would basically like Tyler and Jesse basically would stand by the camera and go, okay, do the scene and then let it go. Because we had like Brianna Templeton, Harmeet Bhatti, and Gwyn Phillips in the scene. So you're like these amazing improvisers, and it's like
let them go.
Let them go.
Let them go.
Well, you guys did a really good job arming yourself with improvisers. And I've been improvising for 10 years, and I feel like I never get to stretch my skills in this way. And what's great, I mean, shows like Veep, they record their readings and they let the actors improvise, and they rewrite those improv that worked back into their script. And Curb is a place where you have a structure and then you get to improvise. And Jen and Dan had a great structure. And we knew where to jump from and we knew where to land back into. So that gave us a lot of space to play in between. And I think we did like, and a lot of people don't understand what improv is. They think it's you go onto a stage and it's a funny thing, but really it's, can you be present with your castmates in the scene? And when there's room for space, can you just jump in the moment and let yourself go? And I think we did 10 takes of that. And my goal was just, I'm going to give them something new every single time.
Yeah,
Every time.
and you did.
And that tomato thing, that wasn't
It
in
was
the
completely improvised.
Oh,
Like
get
it,
out.
and then they just both went at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we got to keep that. That's great.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So it was like all this good wording and then just fun in between, and it allowed for those pops.
Amazing.
Wow. So Tyler, as a producer, I mean, there's working with creatives, and then there's working with a bunch of improvisers. Like, guys, we've come on, guys.
No, like I love working with improvisers too. Like it also just brings out more fun. You know, like you could actually just like get the camera rolling and just play.
Yeah, he was really adamant on the day to like just allow it to keep going, and so was Jesse, and like we were all on board for that whole element. So it's like, we'll trust these people. We didn't rehearse; everyone knew their lines, and it was just like have fun. So we hit all of our beats, but then there was so much magic with the improv, which we're so grateful for. So
And Jen, is this your first? Is this the first short you wrote?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I co-wrote it with Daniel, but yeah,
Right.
he's written a ton. So
I don't know about a ton.
yeah, you've written a ton of stuff. It's okay. But yeah, yeah.
Everyone who's watching, Dan was also in the short film Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He danced a lot.
A lot of dancing.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen this man's moves.
Yeah. That's
Right?
I don't know if you're lucky or not lucky, but you have to watch it. Watch the short film Joey.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a good one.
Yes.
He's
It's a
also
difficult
very
watch.
good at reviewing his own films too.
Oh, I'm glad you caught that. Thank you. I didn't review everyone's leaving us, but I should have.
That's okay. Tomorrow.
Yeah, you can review it
I'll
tomorrow.
review it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now that everybody's seen it.
It's really important that we elevate critical
Awareness.
voices in Canadian arts. So
Totally. That's why I'm here. One of the best in the world.
Guys, thank you so much for being
Thank you
part
so
of it.
much for having us.
This is I've said this a bunch, but it's just one of my favorite screenings because I know as Canadians, we're good at making people laugh. And when we set out to do it, it gets done like tonight. So your film was part of a trifecta of comedy that I felt so lucky and honored to put as our closing night movies. So thank you.
That feels so good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you,
So
everyone.
much fun again. I was laughing out loud again. So, cool. All right, so everybody out there, stick around. We're going to be right back, and then we're going to talk to the fine people from Tips. Okay, so to the Everyone's Leaving Us crowd, thank you so much, guys.
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
We're back with the next bunch of funny people, which to me are my favorite kind of people. So we've got the casting crew of Tips here. Mercedes,
Hi.
welcome.
Hi.
You want to maybe introduce your cast and crew here?
Yes, we have, well, I'm Mercedes Papalia, I'm the director. We have Leah Doze, our writer and producer, and Elise Bauman, our other producer.
And
Welcome.
Leia's also the star of it as well.
And of course,
Yes.
minor
The star.
detail.
Star writer, co-producer. I'm sure you probably, all of you probably had other hats on, as most indie filmmakers do, which to me is crazy because it was, to me, a perfect film. It was so funny. Comedy's really freaking hard, but Leia killed it. It did so much. Leia, you're like, to me, I've been gushing about you for the last few weeks now because of tips. I want to see more.
Months, actually months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to laugh. So so when it comes to making a good comedy, how do you guys make sure, this sounds simple, but I know it's not, how do you make sure the comedy lands while at the same time keeping those characters real people? Mercedes,
Wow.
you want to?
Well, I think it initially starts with the writing. That's, you know, and Leia's naturally, as you can tell by her acting, is naturally a hilarious person. But the writing, like right from the get, was just hilarious. So, you know, we start there, and of course we started with a really good base. Then we have, for this film, the importance of timing, which came a lot with, because it was a one-night shoot, it came a lot with like rehearsals and working with the actors for a long period of time beforehand. So we were able to like drill the lines, get them down, and just like really get to the next level of it, get to the depth of it. So we weren't worrying about lines, we weren't worrying about, you know, other stuff. We could just get to the point where we were playing, we were on set. So I think that really helped. And then of course, editing. It's really all the things, and just being present and allowing the story to reveal itself to us in every stage, I think. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, no, totally. Editing, I mean, we'll start gushing about our editor, Sabrina, starting at this very moment, because we can't say enough about how she really was the third, how we tell this story, the third stage. And towards the end of editing, certainly throughout, but especially towards the end, it was like, kill your darlings and just tighten up, and like, what little bits can you get rid of that you just couldn't have imagined you would get rid of before, but you do it and you're like, oh my God, this just takes us along. It just transforms the moment. And that happens so many times in huge ways, and then really, really small ways throughout the whole editing process.
That's really cool that you say that, because I used to be an editor before I stopped like last year, but I've worked with people that were so attached to funny things that happened on set that they wouldn't let it go, in spite of it breaking all the rules they set up in Act 1, it not actually even being that funny. But he's like, everybody was laughing on set. And if you can't kill some babies at the end for the sake of the final product, then what are you doing there? And I'm glad you brought that up, Leah, because that's a great lesson and a piece of knowledge for emerging filmmakers to know, right? So how do you get there where you're able to kill those babies, where you're able to say, okay, I loved it, but it's not good for the bigger picture? Is somebody like, do you have like a third, fourth, fifth set of eyes on it, or is that all you guys?
Well, it's the three of us and Sabrina, our editor. Most of the time, the three of us were pretty aligned, and if we weren't, we would quickly be able to get aligned. I think really we were all looking for like the truest thing, you know, like we were all going for the truest version of whatever it was, because to us that's always the funniest thing. So, right, do you guys think that would be like the closest thing to sort of the key of how we would get there?
Yeah, it's like story takes precedent over anything. Story takes precedence over our feelings as filmmakers, and so therefore if it works better with something that we created taken out of the equation, then that's the most important thing. And so we cut down probably 30 to 40% of what we actually shot. Maybe that's a larger percentage, but probably 30% of what we actually shot we got rid of, and then cut down big sections of dialogue, and would like go in nitpicky with our editor Sabrina Butterman, who's amazing, and we would find like little moments that had nothing, that weren't in chronological order, and like suture them in to a spot that we're like, that's so funny. So we kind of like created magic that way. It's great.
And then, so you did all of the prep work together as a team, but then you only had one night to shoot. So
Oh,
what
we
are
did one night.
one night?
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges to you as filmmakers? And also the second part of that question is, you all have careers outside of your roles on this film. So Mercedes, this is your first directing job, correct?
Yeah.
So how do you negotiate that and then having a real timeline on your shoot?
Well, the most difficult thing about the timeline was the obvious thing, which is racing against the sun coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, again, like having such a professional team, but also staying present and staying connected with each other and not allowing, like, there was really just no ego involved. I feel like, I think that's kind of the key to getting things done, is that like Elise said, the egos are put aside because the story is number one, and that everyone's working towards creating the best possible story. So I think that again, like, follows through with how I managed to do it all in one night. The biggest challenge would be how quickly we had to work and how quickly we had to get everything done. So you guys, I'll let you guys take over and talk a little bit about that.
Well, also when we filmed outside and in September, so there was like really not a lot of nighttime before the sun came up. But also we were in a parking lot outside in Mississauga, and there was raccoons that were like ferociously going at it in the bushes.
Yeah,
And
they're
we'd have
not
to
scared about
stop every like 5 minutes. Like sound was like, how can we get them to stop copulate? Like there, it was hilarious. And then a garbage truck would come in and do a dump, and then this group of guys started doing donuts in the parking lot, and we were like, this is never ending. This is never ending. But I think having a sense of humor, like we all were just joking and laughing and having such a fun time that makes those things, you know, become less scary. Leia, go continue.
Yeah, I mean, I'll maybe answer the sort of second half of that question around being emerging filmmakers. And I mean, I definitely feel like, yes, as challenging as it is, I feel like everybody in this festival would relate. There is something about creating your own playground that is different from being hired to do a gig. I'm an actress. I love acting. That's like my passion. And I've done it in the industry, but there is something about creating your own work and making up your own rules that regardless of the stress or the limitations, actually just feels like immense freedom. And I felt that on the night we shot. I felt that. I definitely felt also protected by this amazing team. Like Elise really took over producing that night because she wanted me to be able to be an actor and not have to worry about, okay, we should cut these shots, we need to pare it down to the essentials. Like she was just busying away, like making sure that we could maintain this playground to maximize this night. And so yeah, for all its challenges, it was immensely freeing.
Wow, that's
Sounds like a fantastic
so
set.
cool. Because I really honestly love to laugh, and especially when I relate to something. Obviously, that's like with everybody, but as a person in the entertainment industry, I have done my huge share of bartending and waiting on tables. And the things you were saying to people, your character was saying, Leah, to those people, I'm like, yeah, you go, you do it, because I wasn't able to. And other people have already told me that same thing. So you're basically a superhero.
I don't know how that happened, playing somebody who is not a superhero, but okay.
But it's fun.
I'd cast Leia in a superhero role any day.
But the superhero theme actually has come up before. We talked about it when we were working on the poster. We talked about her being this sort of heroine, like this thing about being a superhero. It's not the first time that it's come up for me anyway, where I really do feel that way. Like I feel like her ability to actually say the things that people are not able to say makes her a superhero. That's the hard thing. That's the brave thing, right? And the character is a brave character. She's a ballsy character. Like it's, you know, on a deeper level, she really is a superhero. I think so.
I'm gonna second that. Yes, definitely. So, thank you so much for making us laugh.
Yeah.
It's just the nicest gift. Thank you so much for being part of the CFF this year. I really hope you guys stick together and make some more movies, because we definitely would want to see them. So when, I don't know, start making a movie tomorrow, next week, because we would love to see it. So anyway, I'll say goodbye to you guys right now. We're going to say to the audience out there, hold on a sec. We're going to be right back with the feature filmmaker of our Shoot to Marry. I blanked on that. I should know that. I programmed it. But anyways, thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. And we're back as promised. I have delivered Steve Markle into your living rooms, basements, bedrooms, whatever. Steve, congratulations. You just won Best Feature at CFF 2020.
I did. I'm thrilled out of my mind. Thank you, Bern. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you to the jury who liked my film. I'm delighted. And can we talk about the Cannes Film Fest? Because what you two do is fantastic. There are, do I have this right? There are 2 Cannes Film Fests. There's that other one that, the French one, and let's be honest, we're friends, a little lame. Is that fair? A little pretentious, a little lame. Then there's the cool Cannes Film Fest that is this the 8th year, the 9th year, the 10th, what is this?
14th year.
14.
The 14th year. Amazing. And year after year, here's why I like the Cannes Film Fest. It's unpretentious. You program entertaining movies and you show them in a fun setting, and it's just year after year you get it right. And what you did this year is unbelievable. COVID-19 wanted to shut you down. The virus wanted to come after your festival. You wouldn't let it happen. You wrapped a mask around the whole festival. You saved it. And God bless the folks at Super Channel who stepped in and put this thing on the air. Amazing. So kudos to the 2 of you. Thanks to the folks at Super Channel. This is just a thrilling night. I'm having a wonderful time.
Thanks for the kind words, Steve. It was really, it was touch and go there. But as you said, we have a good team. Super Channel has an amazing team too. And I always love when I watch a movie and somebody pays for something and it's normal currency, it's our money, or it's Toronto playing Toronto, not pretending to be Chicago or New York, or it's Vancouver, or it is Montreal or Halifax or whatever. To me, that makes me relate to the story that much more, which is it's one reason I really love your quest for love, because I recognize so many settings. I've recognized so many situations that you were in, and the uncomfortableness of the first dates and getting to know somebody and everybody having their guards up all the time. I was watching You Be Me. I've been there so many times. But how nerve-wracking was that for you? Not only to go on first dates, but to have a camera filming it the whole time.
Mm.
Well, it was a lot to juggle. I was sort of looking for love and setting audio levels at the same time. I was like a one-person show. I would show up with my duffel bag of gear, and while I'm setting up my camera and maybe a light and a microphone, I'm trying to establish rapport and think of something to say. It was a lot, but it was helpful to me. And I mean, first of all, let me say this: I did not think that I was actually going to meet someone this way.
You know what? I'll tell you, this is not, I'm not even trying to take the piss or anything, but I thought that it was going to end up with you not finding anybody, but learning something about who you are, and that's healthy and that's good. But you did come out on top.
Yes,
And that's all I'll say. Well, it's up to you.
No, but this is also what I thought the arc of the film was going to be. Going into it, I thought, okay, I knew I felt like shit at the start, coming out of the previous relationship. I thought, okay, I'm going to go out, meet some cool, interesting women, ask questions about relationships, about love, and yeah, piece myself back together. Maybe by the end of the film, I'll still be single. Really didn't even occur to me that I might actually meet someone. I thought I'll still be single, but I'll have grown in some way from having met all of these interesting women.
And how long was, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead.
I'm waiting for you.
Look at all this Canadianness happening over here. I love it.
How long was your shooting process?
I filmed for a year, filmed with about 50 women over the course of a year.
50?
What's that?
50?
Yeah, 50. Then I edited for about a year, and I looked at that first iteration of the movie, showed it to a couple of friends as well for feedback. Didn't love it yet. Now, at the point that I had stopped filming, Erin and I had met, and we were just starting to date. So the original ending of the movie was sort of more of an open ending, sort of let's see where this goes. And that was fine. It kind of worked, but I didn't love it. So I kind of shelved the movie. I thought, well, I'll come back to it in maybe a month or two with fresh eyes and revisit it. But a couple of months turned to 3 years. I didn't look at it for 3 years. I got on to other projects and with life. And in the meantime, my relationship with Erin grew, got married. And it was only last year I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a look at that movie and see if it's anything. I was nervous to watch it because I'm very self-critical, and especially looking at older work, I thought, okay, I'm probably going to hate this. But I was delighted because when I watched it back after having not seen the footage for 3 years, I didn't hate it, which for me that's a big deal. I'm not sure I liked it yet, but I didn't hate it. So I thought, you know what, there is something here. And I could finally see how to connect the dots. And more than that, I now had a proper ending because Erin and I were married. Well, this is an ending. So I strengthened the story throughout, gave it a new ending, showed it to a couple of friends, and they said, okay, now it's something. You just got to do this, this, and this. And I started finessing it and got it right. By the way, I should say that at some point in the next couple of minutes, Erin wants to say hello. She's in the kitchen.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Bring her on board.
Oh, are you ready now?
No, why not?
Sure.
Why not?
Erin? She's coming.
Erin.
She's coming.
Well, you know what though? If you weren't watching it for 3 years, you hadn't watched it for 3 years. Sorry, Ashley. Hey, there's Erin.
Hi, Erin.
Hi, Erin. I'm Bern. This is Ashley.
Nice
Hey,
to meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're in a double award-winning film, right? Because you won at Slam Dance, was it?
That's right. The audience awarded Slam Dance.
So how long have you guys been married now for?
It'll be 2 years in 10 days from now, June 16th.
Ah, congrats.
Ooh, hey, congratulations.
And we've been together for over 5 years now, yeah.
Amazing.
So
I have a question. Steve, during your process, during the year of filming, you put yourself in front of the camera, and there's some like great comedy moments in the film before meeting Aaron. And then there's also these real vulnerable moments. Did you ever have a point in the process where you said, you know what, I don't know if I actually want to put all of myself on screen? And then Aaron, when your relationship started to evolve with Steve, did you ever reach the point too where you're like, you know what, maybe this is really personal?
Yeah.
And it puts you in real vulnerable positions when you have the camera on you like that.
You want to answer first, my part?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, that was
So
adorable.
nicely we communicate.
Yep. Saw
Just a
that.
married couple. When we're being recorded.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so no, there was never any question with me about whether or not I wanted to be vulnerable on camera. I wanted to be as real and open and vulnerable as possible. Number one, well, you know, if you're going to make a movie that's sort of following your own story, you have to be honest, or otherwise, what is it? Just some, I don't know, vanity project. I mean, I wanted to show my good sides, my bad sides, everything, but also I was asking of all of the women in the movie to be open. So I had to do the same with myself.
Then how did you approach that, Aaron? You meet this guy, brings a camera to your first date, and then keeps recording you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my well, actually my very initial reaction was when I first opened the door to let him in, he was actually recording just on his iPhone. So I totally thought like I'd kind of been duped. I was like, oh, like it's a documentary, like it's just some guy with his phone. But like despite that, I was still just like, come on in. But then he was like, then he clarified. He's like, I have all my gear, you know, downstairs or whatever. But I'm trying to think because yeah, also like the time there, it's a little while ago. But I think I was probably pretty open to filming a lot of things. I think I felt fine with it, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it's like you guys are meant to be. You guys should get married or something.
Good idea.
That's wow. Phew, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Because I mean, bringing a camera to a first date to me is right. That's that first rule. You don't.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of weird that I was just sort of like, whatever.
But if you think about it, I mean, on the one hand, yes, it's strange showing up with the camera. I mean, of course, I did say I was coming with the camera. It wasn't a surprise. But if you think about it, it's a lovely and I think romantic way to get to know someone by sort of filming an interview or a conversation, because certainly more romantic, I think, than, you know, Tinder and that kind of thing, where you're just swiping through selfies. What do you know about somebody from looking at their selfies? Nothing. But when you sit down and film a deeper conversation and ask questions about life and love and death and everything, you can connect in a more profound way more quickly. It's a great way to get to know somebody.
Yeah, because I guess right then you're not doing small talk, because I mean that's eating up film. I mean that's a metaphor, but
Yeah.
You need to really get to the heart of the person.
It's true. Now, I do actually remember that the first time we did meet, the kinds of questions he was asking me were definitely questions that I feel like would normally come about later on, like on a, I don't know, you know, a fourth date or I don't know, 3 months in or something. But he was just like, you know, what do you value most in life and things like that. So we kind of just like jumped, you know, forward faster with the camera.
That was,
So-
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but it was actually maybe the first moment or one of the first moments where I really connected with you and realized that I was into you. Was I asked that question, what's important to you in
Yeah, I
life, or
remember
what's
that.
most important? And your answer was family. And I love that answer because family's very important to me. So yeah, I love that answer.
Because when you asked her if you could mix your ashes together, I was like, oh, okay, well, who's next?
But that's another thing. Like, don't you think when you're meeting someone, you make a goofy joke or something that you think is funny? Don't you think humor is one of the best ways to figure out if you're on the same plane as somebody?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Either you laugh at this joke, even if you think it's not stupid.
Yeah.
I can know who you are on
Yeah.
a level. I totally agree.
Yes.
I totally agree. Although now my wife just does this. So even my 5-year-old daughter does it. I don't like. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, but I thank you so much for doing this, both of you, for having the nerve to put yourself out there. I'm so happy that you've had success in the past with the film and Best Feature at the CFF 2020. That's not too shabby.
What an exciting day, and I thank you for this thrill. What a rush! What a high to get the award, to close your incredible festival. Thank you for 14 years in running an incredible festival and for bringing it to Super Channel this year. Just amazing.
Yeah, it happened to work out for us, and I'm so glad because we have so many deserving movies like yours that deserve to be seen and deserve an audience. And this year we were across Canada, so it worked out really well for everybody. Yeah. Right? So thank you for that, guys. Thank you so much. Ashley, I think we just did our last Q&A.
What?
It's our last one. We did it.
Been a journey.
I'm so thankful that you guys were with us for our last Q&A. That's such a great way to end off the whole shebang. I want to say to everybody who was watching, thank you. Thank you to all our sponsors, especially Super Channel, who definitely saved the day and supported us with this amazing platform, and to all our staff, to Nick, to Jen, to Liz, Caleb, Zach, Robin, Joy, Violet, my mom, so many others that I probably am forgetting, and I'll hear about it later.
The CFF board.
The CFF board, everybody. This was fun. This was fun. So thank you guys for being part of it this year. We hope to see more from you guys in the near future. And until then, we're gonna sign off, and it's been an absolute blast.
And one more reminder that tomorrow at 7 p.m. you can catch Shoot to Marry again on Super Channel with also the best short, Liminal.
Yeah, encore presentation on Super Channel at 7 Eastern time and 4 Pacific time. So check that out if you missed it today. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
So long.
Thanks, Erin.
Hello, my name is Wendy Potonsky, and I'm the managing partner and owner of Retake Furniture Rentals. Retake is once again a proud supporter of the Canadian Film Festival and is working to contribute to the Canadian film and TV industry by making it an easy and sustainable place to do business. Retake understands the importance of set design and the dynamic nature of the film and TV industry, which is why we created a company to specifically support Canadian filmmakers. Retake provides sustainable short and long-term furniture rental options to meet production schedules and product needs. Our in-house upholstery services can tailor our product to meet your set design requirements and match your color schemes. We use sustainable approaches to minimize product going to landfill when you no longer need the furniture on your set. Retake can also assist you in setting up your office with sustainable alternatives to keep your team working safely as we all head back to work during this unprecedented time. Our goal is to help you create memorable sets. Stay safe, everyone, and enjoy the films and shorts at this year's Canadian Film Festival.